So when I was a kid, my dad had a personal candy machine in his room and no one was allowed to touch it. During spring break, there wasn't any food in the fridge. I was so hungry, so I figured out a way to get candy from my dad's candy machine. At first, I only took a little, so it wasn't noticeable. But by Friday, I realized the candy was really low, and my dad would definitely find out. So I went to the trash, grabbed the candy wrappers, and put them back in the candy machine. I prayed he'd think insects got into it or something. When my dad came home, I ran to my games and acted like I'd been playing the whole time. He walked into the room and asked what happened to his candy machine. I told him I didn't know. Then he started explaining my whole plan back to me. How I must have taken the candy, put the wrappers back, and hoped he'd blame insects. I had no idea he was just kidding, so I asked him how he figured out my plan. That's when he realized I actually did it, and I got a spanking. Comment below if you've ever had a plan backfire like this. Brayton and Aython's family were getting ready to celebrate New Year's Eve at the beach, but Aython couldn't find his goggles.
What are you looking for, Aython? We're about to leave.
My goggles. I want to see the fish under the water.
Yeah, me too. Well, good thing I still have mine.
Oh yeah, Brayton has goggles.
While Brayton was in the bathroom, Aython slipped his goggles into his pocket.
Yo, Aython, have you seen my goggles? I just had them.
I'm still looking for mine.
Brayton looked everywhere in the house for his goggles, but when he still couldn't find them, he figured he would just run to the store and buy a new pair. When he got back home, the family truck was missing, so he gave Aython a call.
Well, hello, Brayton.
Aython, where y'all at? Wait a minute. Are those my goggles?
Yep, I've seen so many fishes already.
What? Y'all really left me?
Yep, and there's nothing you can do about it, little boy. Happy New Year.
Ugh.
So I was just munching on my hot Cheetos with mayo snack when I realized it was April Fool's Day. My son Caden has pranked me like a zillion times, so I decided to plan the ultimate revenge while he was at school. First, I taped a bunch of popsicle sticks to the top of the garage door. Next, I taped the container to the door and rigged it so it would spill when the door opened. Lastly, I filled the container with Prime. Suddenly, I heard the garage door rumbling open, so I dove for cover. I was practically vibrating with excitement, picturing Caden getting soaked as soon as he parked his bike. Suddenly, I heard him yell my name and I raced to him. I was totally confused because he was completely dry. I rushed over to the door to see what went wrong with my prank, and suddenly Caden swung the door open wide. I was covered in Prime from head to toe. Turns out the sneaky kid peeked at our security cameras from school and saw me setting everything up, so he used the front door instead. The moral of the story, if you're trying to prank your kid, chances are they're already 10 steps ahead and know exactly what you're planning. So I was just chilling at the kitchen table chowing down on my Fruity Pebbles with mustard when my son Caden comes up and asks for $60 for a new video game. I told him money doesn't grow on trees and to go find a creative way to earn it. So first he tries washing cars, but it was way too hot out. Then he tried to cut everyone's grass with scissors, but it took forever. He even tried to become a chess whiz, but he couldn't even beat the dog. About an hour later, I start hearing a bunch of noise outside. I look out the window and there's a whole crowd of people standing in my driveway. I book it to the garage and there's Caden yelling, "Everything must go." He was selling my cameras, my brand new Apple Vision Pro, and even my diamond play button. I freaked out and yelled at everyone to leave. Then I asked Caden what he thought he was doing. He reminded me that I told him to be creative and said he already made his $60. I told him to go get all my stuff back, but instead he grabbed his box of money and bolted. Moral of the story, I need to be more specific the next time I tell my kid to be creative. Brayton had this awesome Iron Man hand that he loved so much he barely ever took it off. He wore it to sleep while getting ready in the morning and even to school.
Which hand should I punch you with?
The weak one?
Perfect. This one is my weak hand.
The only time he took off the Iron Man hand was when he went to the bathroom. Aython always wanted that hand, so he came up with a sneaky plan. He took out the batteries and put them in the wrong way so the hand wouldn't work. When Brayton went to put it back on, he noticed something was off. He tried all sorts of things to fix it, but never thought to check the batteries. Eventually, he got frustrated and decided to throw it away.
Brayton, why did you throw your beloved hand away?
Because it doesn't work anymore.
Well, if I fix it, can I have it?
I don't care, but good luck because I already tried to fix it.
Aython took out the batteries and put them back in the right way.
What the?
Aha, fix it, which means it's mine now, and there's nothing you can do about it, little boy.
So growing up, my dad had this thing about people telling him how to build stuff, even if he had no clue what he was doing.
I know what I'm doing, boy.
He never looked at the instructions. He always had screws left over, and a lot of times he had to start over.
Oh, darn it!
But one day, he was putting together a shoe rack, and I was watching because I love building things. I noticed he was putting in screws that were supposed to go in last, meaning he'd have to take the whole thing apart later. I tried to tell him, but he just said,
Boy, shut up! I know what I'm doing.
So I had no choice but to watch him finish, knowing it was all wrong.
Well, another job completed by Dad. You ready to see how this bad boy worked?
Ha, are you?
Drum roll, please.
My dad went to open up the shoe rack door, and of course, it didn't open.
What the?
He finally took a look at the instructions and realized he had to take the whole thing apart.
Darn it, not again.
Yeah, Dad, I saw when you were doing that part wrong.
So you just stood there and watched me mess it up?
I tried to tell you, but you told me to be quiet.
Oh, so now you trying to be disrespectful?
Huh?
Boy, just get out of my face.
So Brayton and Aython woke up early to cook their baby sister Caitlin her favorite breakfast for her first birthday. Lathan felt jealous because he didn't have a gift for her, so he came up with a plan.
I need you to turn this poem that I wrote into a song.
And what if I don't?
And I'll get my brother Brayton to give you a knuckle sandwich.
Whoa, let's just calm down. Let me look at this again.
Caitlin, get ready for your present.
Caitlin, it's your birthday. God bless you this day. You gave me the gift of a little sister, and I'm proud of you today. Caitlin, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Caitlin. Caitlin, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Caitlin. Caitlin loved her gift, and Lathan became her favorite brother.
What you still doing here, egghead? Get out of my house. Oh!
So I realized I had way too much Prime. I had Prime in my closet, bottles were stacked on the counters, and even on top of the fridge. It was taking over my house, so I had to start finding ways to get rid of it. First, I tried returning it, but the store said I couldn't. Then I tried turning it into soda, but it was nasty. I even tried giving it to my dog, but he didn't want it. When none of those options worked, I tried cleaning with it. I grabbed a bottle of lemon lime Prime, poured it onto a sponge, and started scrubbing the counters. The counters smelled amazing, but ended up so sticky that my hand got stuck to them. So I had no choice but to hand out Prime to my neighbors. I left bottles on everyone's porch, and now I can't walk around the block without people calling me the Prime guy. And yet, even after all of this, I still have way too much left. If anyone has ideas for dealing with an army of Prime bottles, let me know in the comments. Brayton likes to challenge kids at school to knock a pencil off his shoulder so he can start trouble with them. Since he does this a lot, he loves to collect pencils of all types. His brother Aython enjoys teasing him and came up with the ultimate prank.
Hey, Brayton, do you have a pencil I can borrow?
I got all types of pencils. What kind of pencil do you need?
I need a left-handed pencil.
What? I never heard of a left-handed pencil. There's no such thing.
Yes, it is, Brayton. I guess your pencil collection isn't that great. But don't worry, I'll find somebody else who has it.
Brayton searched the entire house for a left-handed pencil, creating a mess in every room.
Brayton, what did you do to my garage? I'm looking for a left-handed pencil. What? A pencil is a pencil. You just put it in your left hand. Oh, you're grounded for messing up my garage and for being so stupid.
Brayton, you're stupid, and there's nothing you can do about it, little boy.
So my son Caden and I were playing flag football, but he just couldn't grab my flag. He got super frustrated and asked if we could just go get ice cream instead. I wasn't about to reward him for quitting, so I told him if he could grab my flag 5 times, I'd buy him some ice cream. First, I tried running past him, and he actually got my flag. I thought it was just a fluke, so I tried again, and bam, he got it again. You could tell he was really trying hard now because he wanted that ice cream, so I ran the other way and hid behind a house. Suddenly, I felt a tug, and he had my flag for the 3rd time. I ran to the park and climbed up high on the jungle gym, but he somehow got my flag from below for the 4th time. I really didn't feel like driving to get ice cream, so I jumped in my car and drove off. Just when I thought I outsmarted him, Caden grabbed my flag for the 5th time. I was totally confused about how he got there. Turns out he saw me running to the car and hopped in the back seat. The point of the story is if you want your kid to be good at something, just bribe them with ice cream. So every December, Brayton and Aython's dad has them donate clothes they no longer wear.
Hurry up, Brayton. Dad said it's time to go.
I'm in the bathroom. I need about 5 more minutes.
And that gave Aython just enough time to pull a prank on him. He filled the bag with Brayton's favorite clothes and exchanged it for the ones he was about to donate.
Do not go in there.
Come on, Brayton. It's time to donate our clothes.
A few days later, Brayton saw a neighbor wearing his favorite shirt and jeans.
Hey, yo, where you get that shirt and those jeans from?
I bought it
From where?
from the donation store.
Give me my shirt back. Yo, Aython, why was this shirt at the donation store?
Well, hello to you too, Brayton.
Don't try to change the subject. Did you put this shirt in my donation bag?
I really can't remember, Brayton, because I put a lot of your clothes in that donation bag, and there's nothing you can do about it, little boy.
So I was just eating my protein bar with barbecue sauce when I saw my son in the backyard jumping like he was being attacked. I rushed outside to see what the deal was, and he said mosquitoes were feasting on him. I wasn't about to let some bugs ruin his playtime, so I had to take action. First, I tried blasting them with prime juice, but that was a total fail. So I grabbed an electric bug swatter, but those mosquitoes were too small to even hit. And then even more mosquitoes started showing up. I had no choice but to haul butt to Home Depot, buy a mosquito trap, and set it up in the backyard. At first, it seemed like it was working, but then the trap started attracting even more of those little bloodsuckers. I ran over to shut it down, but I tripped, knocked it over, and mosquitoes exploded everywhere. We were totally outnumbered and had to retreat inside. We watched from the window as the mosquitoes took over the backyard like they owned the place. Then Caden asked if he could just play video games instead. Comment below if you think I should have just left the mosquitoes alone in the first place. So Brayton is in charge of updating the Christmas countdown calendar because his dad prefers it over using the calendar on his phone. However, every year, Aython finds a way to mess it up.
Hey, Brayton, what are you doing?
I know what you're up to, Aython. You're not getting anywhere close to this calendar.
I won't need to for what I have in mind.
Aython sneaked onto Brayton's phone and changed the calendar to be a day behind. Now Brayton has been mistakenly updating the Christmas countdown calendar.
Wow, I can't believe Christmas is tomorrow. Doesn't it feel like it came a little earlier this year?
It sure does, Brayton.
The next morning, Brayton and Aython ran downstairs to open up their gifts.
Hey, where's your brother Lathan? I think he's still sleeping.
Yeah, I think he's still sleeping because today's not Christmas.
What you mean today's not Christmas? The calendar says it is.
I think Brayton sped up the calendar so he can open up his gifts earlier.
What? Oh, really? Brayton, I'm returning your Christmas gifts. No!
I guess you're not getting no Christmas gifts this year, and it's nothing you can do about it. Little boy.
Brayton really wanted an Iron Man mask for Christmas. He wanted it so much that it was all he talked about. He talked about it during breakfast, while his family watched TV, and even when people were in the bathroom.
Hey, yo, Brayton, can you toss me some toilet paper?
Sure, if you can tell me what I want for Christmas.
I don't remember, Brayton. Just give me some toilet paper.
If you can't remember, I'm not giving it to you.
Aython got really tired of hearing about the toy and decided to come up with the plan. While Brayton was taking a nap, Aython snuck over to his Christmas list and changed the name of the toy to something else.
Man, Christmas, Brayton.
Here's your gifts, boys. Merry Christmas!
Brayton opened his bag and saw a banana.
Where's my Iron Man mask?
Oh, yeah, I crossed it off your Christmas list, and there's nothing you can do about it, little boy.
No!
Lathan got an electric dirt bike for Christmas, but it needed to be put together. Since Lathan is so small, their dad makes Brayton and Aython do everything for him. They have to clean up his messes, peel his fruit, and put things together for him. He doesn't help at all either. He just tells them what to do while they work and then takes credit for it.
That's right, little boys. You better put together my bike, and it better be done right.
Ooh, I'm tired of him, Aython.
Yeah, I think it's time we taught our little brother a little lesson.
So they went into the garage and pretended to work on Lathan's bike for hours.
Hey, where's my bike at?
It's under this blanket.
Yeah, go get Dad so we can show him our hard work.
Lathan ran to get their dad and told him he built the bike all by himself. Brayton and Aython couldn't help but laugh as they revealed the bike, which was still in pieces.
I can't believe this! You have every right to be mad, Dad. Yeah, I am mad at y'all, too. I told y'all to build this bike, and y'all didn't!
Yeah, but what about Lathan?
Be quiet and put this bike together!
Yeah, put my bike together, little boys.
So my son Caden is about to turn 10 next week, and all he wants for his birthday is this magic chess set. I went to the store to buy it, but they didn't have it. I thought about ordering it online, but they were completely sold out. I really wanted Caden to have what he wanted, so I decided to look for it on the sketchy side of the internet. I found a guy who was selling the magic chess set and agreed to meet up with him. He showed me the chess set, and I showed him the money. But suddenly, he took off running. I grabbed my Segway from my trunk and chased after him. First, we ended up at a park, but he faked me out in a game of basketball and got away. Then he ran through the jungle gym, and once again, he outsmarted me. After that, he jumped into my car and drove off. I was about to call the police when I remembered that my Tesla has a tracker in it. So I tracked my car, and 30 minutes later, I got home. My car was parked in the driveway, but the guy was nowhere in sight. As I walked to the front door, I looked down and saw the magic chess set on my porch with a note that said, "Enjoy the gift." The moral of the story, if someone steals your car, they might just be giving you a surprise gift. So my cousin Swervy came to hang out today. He's always been a little sneaky, but I usually don't worry about it too much. It's my son Caden's birthday today, and I had an awesome gift for him. A basketball signed by Michael Jordan. I was so pumped to give it to him when he got home from school. I went to get the basketball from the closet to show it off to Swervy, but guess what? It was gone. I looked everywhere, but I just couldn't find it. I didn't want to just assume Swervy took it, so instead of yelling at him, I decided to make some posters and put them up around the neighborhood. The poster said I was offering a cash reward to whoever found the basketball. I even put put the cash on the porch so everyone knew I was serious about getting it back. A few hours later, the basketball was sitting right there on the porch. And of course, the money was gone too. When Caden got home, I gave him his present, and then Swervy gave him a birthday card with money inside. I went to check my doorbell camera to see who dropped off the ball, and of course, the battery was dead. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Swervy stole the basketball? Brayton's brother Aython is the biggest sore loser ever. Anytime he loses to Brayton in a game, he throws a fit. But after losing a game of air hockey, instead of getting mad, he decided to make sure he wouldn't lose again. He took the air hockey game to his room and modified the board so that whenever Brayton was about to score, the puck would magically slide away from the goal.
I'm an evil genius. Hey, Brayton, do you want a rematch in air hockey?
Sure, I don't mind whooping you again.
Well, since you're so sure, how about we bet $20?
Oh yeah, you're on.
They started playing, and Brayton was completely confused when he couldn't score a single point.
This doesn't make any sense. I'm way better than you at this game.
Well, I guess there's a new air hockey king in the house.
Aython scored the last shot, and although Brayton was fuming, he grudgingly handed over the $20.
Guess what, Brayton?
What?
I modified the air hockey board so I could win, and there's nothing you can do about it, little boy.
So I was just munching on my shredded cheese and pickle mix when I saw that my dog Snoop's food bowl was closed. Snoop needs to eat, so I opened it up again and went back to my snack. When I finished, the bowl was closed again. I wasn't about to let Snoop starve, so I knew I had to figure out what was going on. At first, I thought maybe it was the wind. I checked all the windows and doors, but they were totally shut. Then I thought maybe it was my daughter Kaylani, because she likes to play near it, but she doesn't know how to close it. So I opened the bowl one more time, set up a camera near it, and waited to see what would happen. A few minutes later, I saw Snoop on the camera closing his own bowl. I put him in front of my animal translator and asked him why he's been closing his bowl, and he said,
"So my food doesn't get stale."
Long story short, sometimes your pet might just be smarter than you think. So I was just eating my peanut butter and hot sauce sandwich while watching my daughter. That snack totally made me need the bathroom, but when I came out, Kaylani was gone. My wife would drop kick me if Kaylani was still missing when she got home, so I had to find her like ASAP. First, I checked all the easy spots like her crib, my son's room, and the playroom, but she wasn't in any of them. Then I started looking in super weird places like inside the piano, under the couch cushions, even the dryer, but still no Kaylani. Then I started to panic. What if she figured out how to unlock the front door and took our dog for a walk? Destiny would freak if she came home and Kaylani was outside. So I jumped on my Segway and zipped around looking for her, but nothing. There was only one thing left to do. I grabbed my phone to call 911, but then I heard some noises coming from the kitchen. I opened up the cabinet and there was Kaylani trying to chug a bottle of Prime. So the lesson here, make sure your kid isn't thirsty before you go to the bathroom. So my daughter has a pet rock that she never lets out of her sight. But while we were at the park, I had to change her diaper. So she handed the rock to her brother Caden so he could watch it until we came back. Caden asked me if he really had to watch it since it was just a rock. I told him yes because it was important to her. Then I took her to change her diaper. When we came back, Caden was sitting there scrolling on his phone. I asked him where the rock was and he shrugged like it wasn't a big deal and said it didn't go anywhere because it was just a rock. But when I looked around, the rock was gone. I told him to start looking for it. He tried handing his sister another rock, but as soon as she saw it, she knew it wasn't the same. Caden started running around the whole park trying to find her imaginary rock. Just when he was about to give up, he found the rock laying by the pool. Moral of the story, even if it's imaginary, you better take it seriously. So I was editing a video while my daughter was playing with her toys. She kept getting frustrated every 2 minutes and crying. I couldn't focus, so I had no choice but to find a way to keep her entertained. First, I tried piling up some pillows for her balls to roll down, but they kept getting stuck in the middle. Next, I grabbed a book to make a smoother surface, but it wasn't a long enough track. I didn't want her to get more upset, so I had to figure something out. So I went to the recycling bin and found a cardboard box that was just the right size. Then I used scissors to cut it open, folded it to the right angle, and used some tape to secure it. She sat there watching me put it together like it was a magic show. As soon as it was done, she started rolling her balls down the ramp, laughing every single time they hit the bottom. Now that she's happy, I can finally get some work done. Comment below if your parents have ever made you a game. So Caden had the day off from school for Bring Your Kid to Work Day, and I thought it would be cool to show him how I make videos. At first, he seemed into it, but then I saw him messing with his phone under the table. No way was I gonna let him zone out, so I took his phone, and he wasn't happy about it. That's when he came up with a sneaky plan. When we got to where I was filming, he took the batteries out of my camera. I totally thought I forgot them, so I went all the way back home to grab a new battery. But when we got back to the filming spot, my SD card was gone from the camera. Luckily, I had a spare in the car, but when I came back with the card, my tripod and camera were missing. I started looking around and found Caden with all my stuff. Turns out he was actually filming his own Bring Your Kid to Work Day vlog. He even had a whole intro ready to go. Comment below if you think Caden's got what it takes to be a YouTuber. So the day after Thanksgiving, I felt really fat from all the food, so I decided to go to the gym. But when I got there, there were no parking spots. I didn't want to end up like a sumo wrestler, so I had to find another way to exercise. I went to the track to run some laps, and a man told me he knew some good workouts to burn fat. He had me run up and down the bleachers, and before I started the next exercise, he asked if he could warm up in my car. I gave him my keys and went to the football field to finish my workout. When I came back, my car and the guy were gone. He clearly stole my car, and I couldn't call the police because my phone was in the car, so I had no choice but to run back to my hotel. When I got there, the man was waiting for me. He said he took my car just so I could burn the fat I wanted to lose. What do you think I should have done?